Hello, hello, hello. Dana Wilde here, and welcome to the show. Hey, I got a little story to tell you today that I think you're going to enjoy because maybe you've done this too. This is a story about marketing, and let me just begin. So, I have been doing a podcast for quite some time. I've done a lot of live streaming. I have a, decent following on Facebook, an email list, and so on and so forth. And so like many entrepreneurs, I've got that little shiny object thing that happens and comes up and you think, oh, I should go follow that bunny trail. And I'm around other entrepreneurs who are following their own bunny trails. And so I start to think, well, gosh, I've got this big following on Facebook, but look at my YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, my YouTube channel needs help, right? Like seriously, right now, go check out my YouTube channel. You're going to see I get 18 views a video. Oh, and then look at this Instagram. Oh my gosh, I'm not doing anything there. And I should be doing IGTV and I should be doing Insta stories and I should be doing pretty graphics. And the key word in all those sentences is should, right? And so there's a little interest, like my interest is a little piqued, and I'm playing around with it a little bit and I'm trying some different things and I'm realizing I'm getting more and more kind of where it feels like it's a treadmill doing all of these different things. And one day what happens is I get this notice that the podcast has hit this really high number on the charts on iTunes. And I'm like, if you go to the iTunes and you search motivation or entrepreneur mindset or positive thinking or anything, we're always going to come up number one or number two. And I thought, oh my gosh, we're crushing it. We're just crushing it on the podcast. The podcast is doing so well. And it hit me that, and this is a little embarrassing to admit, but it hit me that I was following all these other bunny trails, not only out of shoulds, but out of ego. I don't like looking at my YouTube and seeing that I don't have a bunch of followers or that videos get 18 views. And then you look at it and you go why don't I have more followers? And worse, oh, this is really embarrassing to admit, but you get that what are people going to think when they look and they see, oh my God, only 18 people view Dana Wilde's videos. And that's when I had to bust myself. And I had to realize that, and I think many entrepreneurs do this, and this is why I'm sharing this story with you, is that so often we overlook what we have. So often we overlook the things that are going right. So often we forget to maximize the assets we already have. We get so busy looking and comparing and wondering externally, what are they going to think? What's that person going to think? And then chasing after that thing of oh, I should have more followers on Instagram, or I should have more subscribers. I don't even know the terminology on YouTube, right? And it's so not only ego driven, externally driven, comparison driven, rather than joy driven, rather than appreciation driven, rather than driven by what have I got? What are the assets I've got that are already working? What are the things that are going right in my business that I've already got? What are the things that I love to do? Following your joys. I talk about it all the time, so it really is kind of funny to be able to bust myself on this. And for some of you, your joy is Instagram. And for some of you, your joy is YouTube, or it might be live networking meetings, or it might be speaking, or it might be writing a blog, whatever it is. But you've already got something and more than one thing going very right for you in your business. Why not focus on that, and why not maximize that? So, step one. Look at what you're doing in your day, the stuff that not only that you love, you've been listening long enough, I'm sure you get you want to do the things you love and you want to follow your joy, but where are your assets now? What are the things that are already going right? Do you have a Facebook group that's going right? Do you have engaged people on your Facebook page? Do you have a podcast or a blog? Or where is your audience finding you? Are you top on Medium? Where are you? Where are your people finding you? Pinterest, live events. I had a conversation with an entrepreneur the other day, and she did a poll of her audience, and she found out that all of her people that were in her top paying programs discovered her at live events. And here she's also been chasing around Instagram, YouTube, all these other places. And she's like, I realize I have to do more live events. Like, I enjoy them. That's where my people are finding me. That's what's working for me too. So I'm looking and going, okay, the podcast is working. How can I make it better? Facebook is working. How can I make it better? So that leads me to step 2. Once you identify your assets, how can you reignite your excitement about them and make them better? And I found for myself, even just asking myself, how can I make them better, reignited my excitement. One of the things I was kind of chuckling about for myself with the podcast is almost never, like if you've been listening to me for any length of time, have you ever heard me on an episode say, please tell your friends about this podcast? Or would you please leave me a review? If you're enjoying this, would you please leave me a review, or would you share? Now, seriously, how easy would that be to do, to start asking you who are already listening to please share this with your friends. Please tell people about it. Please give me a review on iTunes. It makes a difference in, going up, or iHeartRadio, or wherever you find this or listen to. And that little simple thing done again and again and again and again makes a difference. How can you appreciate what you have? Number 2, maximize what you're already doing. And then number 3, how can you keep your blinders on and wash, rinse, repeat, and stay focused on that? How do you keep yourself in alignment and keep yourself centered and realize, it's funny because no matter what horizon you conquer, no matter what thing you become top at, or you become best at, or you have a big following, there's not only always going to be somebody better, there's always going to be a new horizon. There's always going to be a good reason to feel inadequate. Like, there's no shortage of ways for us to feel inadequate or small or all of those things. And so it's almost like, I don't want to say duty, but it feels like it's an act of defiance to just love what you have and love up the people who are following you and maximize what you have and appreciate what you have and enjoy the ride. And guess what? When you do that for yourself, it's so much easier to support everybody else too. Like, let's stop this comparison game, and let's stop this being externally motivated, and let's stop this chase of shiny objects, seeking out the next thing. And let's really start to embrace and love what we have, appreciate what we have, and move forward with that. So perhaps I'm the only person out there who's externally motivated. Maybe perhaps I'm the only one out there who's been playing the comparison game or the ego game of, what are people going to think game? But if that resonates with you, then I suggest today, let's both just start a little mantra that sounds like, I am enough. It's all good. Things are going well for me. I love the playgrounds that I'm playing in, and I love that they're expanding and more people are coming in. And I love that I'm getting more and more ideas about how to make the things I love even better. I love that I can do only my joys and I can ignore everything else. I love that the game really is all in step 3. It's all in that feeling centered and feeling good and feeling happy and really knowing that is the path. That is the path to success. It will not only build your business in a way that's more fun, it will allow you to grow faster, because now guess what? You don't have to do all that stuff. All that other stuff gets to go away. So today, we're all about appreciation. Today, we're all about maximizing what we have. Today, we're all about loving up the things that are going right and noticing the things that are going right. And then wash, rinse, and repeat. And we'll see you next time on The Mind Aware. Bye, everybody.